How quickly are we to forget the concessions Israel was willing to do for peace? We're going to hear it from across the aisle from Mrs. Hillary Clinton, who very openly and frankly discusses what she witnessed during when her husband was president, Mr. Bill Clinton, about the concessions that Israel was ready to do to bring peace in the Middle East. With the Prime Minister Ehud Barak willing to give up 96%. There would have been peace if only there was a partner in peace. Obviously, we have never had a partner in peace. For all these years, after how many concessions upon concessions Israel is waiting to do and willing to do, but we did not have a partner in peace. It's because the neighbors don't want us to exist. The Arab nations don't want Israel to exist. It's no secret. They have said it over and over again. From Iran through Gaza, through Hezbollah, through Lebanon, and all the Arab nations, they have made it very clear time in, time out, that the democracy in the Middle East, Israel has to go. Listen to this incredible recent interview where Mrs. Hillary Clinton reveals what many of us have forgotten.
I have had many conversations, as you have had, with a lot of young people over the last many months now. And you're right, they don't know very much at all about the history of the Middle East, or frankly about history in many areas of the world, including in our own country. But with respect to the Middle East, they don't know that under the bringing together of the Israelis and the Palestinians by my husband, the then Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, the then head of the Palestinian Liberation Organization, then the Palestinian Authority, Yasser Arafat. An offer was made to the Palestinians for a state on 96% of the existing territory occupied by the Palestinians, with 4% of Israel to be given to reach 100% of the amount of territory that was hoped for. And this offer was made, and if Yasser Arafat had accepted it, there would have been a Palestinian state now for about 24 years. It's one of the great tragedies of history that he was unable to say yes. My husband has a book coming out later this year, Joe, in which he talks about how Arafat kept saying he intended to agree, he wanted to agree, but he was, as you rightly point out, pretty sure he'd be killed because, Sadat was killed by extremists when he made peace with Israel. Our dear, dear friend, Yitzhak Rabin, was killed by a radical Israeli when he was pursuing the two-state solution. So this is a very important piece of history to understand if you're going to take any kind of position with respect to what's going on right now. And there's much more.
And this is so important for us to know the history. Some of us turn a blind eye to the reality of history. As Mrs. Clinton said it so poignantly, that if only they would have accepted this proposal, there would have been a Palestinian state 24 years ago. Imagine having two countries living side by side in peace. That could only happen when there is a partner in peace. It is so obvious that time and time again, whenever Israel gives in concessions, it gets rejected. Obviously, there's no other way than Israel to fortify its borders and to stand strong and to be able to protect its citizens. And hopefully, the world would gather together and once and for all, let the world know that Israel has a right to exist. And any of its neighboring countries, if they are interested in coexisting in peace, it can happen. As Golda Meir once put it, if the Arabs put their arms down, then there'll be peace. If Israel puts their arms down, there would be bloodshed. Israel cannot put its arms down anymore. It tried so many times, and it failed. Until the Arab world realizes that Israel is our homeland and we have the right to exist. They have, how many countries do they have? Israel can have one country, one homeland, the one that God gave us for eternal time. God bless you. God loves you.